Happy Monday. I am so excited for this Zoom, but I'm going to give you a little breakdown first before we jump into the training. But I am Stefani Dunn. This is Joel Dunn, and we have been around for almost 15 years. So we've seen a lot of things go on as far as the business goes. And Joel, why don't you share a little bit of like our story of why we got started?
So the reason why we got started was because we needed money. That's normally the number one reason why people join this business or get into business to begin with. And for us, the story started about 15 years ago, like she said, back when the last economic downturn took place. And what had ended up happening was we were losing our franchises. We were losing our rental properties because everything just started collapsing and falling apart. And we ended up standing in food lines at churches so that we would have enough money left over at the end of the month to not lose our primary house. And God took this amazing opportunity, which was something I was looking for. Stephanie absolutely was not. She wanted nothing to do with it. But I knew that this wrap was going to be something that would change our lives and the lives of people around us. And so we jumped full in, and I basically drug Steph along with me. And
I love that our versions are always
that's
like,
my
what,
side of the
what kind of
story.
version are we going to get? You guys have heard this before. If you haven't, that's who we are. So some may come in and hear, oh, we're number one income earners. We've been around for 15 years,
Oh
been
yeah, I
top
forgot
of
about that stuff.
all of the things. And I think, yeah, Joel's, I just threw him under the bus. I'm like, here, just share your story. But I wanted to get into this, you guys, because I think a lot of us are looking for something right now. There's so many people in this world that are looking for an extra $300 to $500 with the way that inflation is. I think the number is actually $600 more each month that they need to even just get by the same from just a year or two ago. So that's where we were at. So maybe that's, if you're on this Zoom tonight, maybe you're looking to make a little extra money, and maybe there's others that are ready just to take it and to make more. But I want to go by this. Joel saw the bigger vision. He saw something that could really take it to like the top.
I was like, we're going to be so rich.
And I'm going to ask this, is anybody just like, I just want to know what it is to do, and I'll do the work. So if that's you, drop a 1 in the comments. If you're like, just teach me what to do and I'll put in the work. Is there anybody on tonight that is a 1? Okay. So that was me. And I was like, if somebody would just tell me what to do, I'll do it. And I think tonight having LaChelle come on and teach us some simple ways of how to onboard new people, how to get distributors started, and to keep that simple. I think when you're going into this, newbies or somebody that maybe you've been in for a few months, but you haven't enrolled that first distributor yet, that's what we want to help teach you guys, is that you're not in this alone, and that you can find a way to be successful, whether you have, maybe somebody signed you up and they didn't even know how to do the business yet. So we want to make sure that you are getting those trainings that you want. And a couple leaders have come back around, and this is what I love, you guys. It's pretty cool because they're like, use me. I want to be, I love this. This is in my wheelhouse. I want to use people in their strengths. So, if you're watching some of these Zooms and you're thinking, gosh, I'm really good at teaching host to post, or I'm really good at creating slides, or whatever that is, be loud about that and share that in those team pages, because we want to highlight you. We want to make sure that your voice matters, and everybody learns from people differently. So I think it's so healthy and so good for us to learn from everybody. And so I am so happy to have LaChelle come on and teach us just some of the simple ways that she duplicates. She's done a great job doing this in the past, and then coming in, like, she wants to serve you. So she's looking at this in such a way that just makes me super excited for her to share. So LaChelle, can you unmute?
Hi, everyone. I just have to say, okay, highly recommend stepping into whatever your strength is. And I'm like, for a second there, I was like pulling out my own ear, because she was like, tell me what you guys are good at and I'll use you. And I like have literally cried tears to her. I'm like, I just need to train again. Like, that's where my pulse lies. And I'm sitting on the Zoom and I see some names here. My heart is pounding. My blood pressure is high. I cried to Stephanie and said, put me on a stage, give me on the Zooms. And right now I'm like having a little bit of an anxiety attack, but I can tell you right now that fear is a liar. Like, I'll just start there. Fear is a liar. All I have taught myself through these moments of these feelings is I've had to change the way I basically interpret this feeling. And I've now turned it into, God says, hold on, this is about to be really good. So my anxiety is up there. Should I introduce myself?
Yes, you have an amazing story. And I think,
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, I think you guys, LaChelle was an ambassador in the company, was one that left. So when she's saying fear is a liar, we're all going to have these moments, but I don't think, as people come, people are used in a way for the good in the story. And so she had a choice to either come back or not come back. And I think that it's powerful of, the things that I've heard you say and what you want to say, and humbling yourself and being like, I want to start over, but I want to do things for everyone. So that servant part that you've learned, you can take things, you guys, in life, no matter what, and use it for your good. And that's what she's choosing to do. And so I expect bigger and better. And from everybody, like everyone is so gifted and talented. Like I see that in so many ways. So, again, I'm not going to throw somebody up on stage or on a Zoom if that's not their strength, but she's like, this is me. And I'm like, good, because for me, don't put me on the stage. I just want to sit in your living room and hang out and teach you that way. So you're gonna see a lot of different faces throughout, the next few weeks, little short clips and Zooms. But LaChelle, yes, you were an ambassador one time, and now you're new. So let's walk through that a little bit.
Yeah, guys, I'm so excited to feel brand new. Feel like I'll tell you, yes, I was an ambassador diamond with It Works. I was a Millionaire Club inductee. I had once upon a time even hit the top 25 incrementers in the company worldwide. And all of those accolades, like, they sound really cool, but I will tell you, I want to say this. I know this is a part of my story. Life sometimes just hits you so many times. And I'll tell you that resilience is a big part of business. It's a big part of relationships and everything else. And it's a big part of every single thing that we do in this business, that I got to a point where my resilience was tested, but I was running away from everything in the world. All right. Like, I had a lot of life happen to me. But it was all God's plan. It's true that God pairs your purpose to serve more of his people. And so when I talk about being back, I absolutely understand why I ran away. I ran away from, when your life just gets crazy. My fiance was behind the scenes, something I had not shared basically online. And I shared a lot of my life online. He was battling alcoholism. And, when you start dealing with something that, like, you have no control of, you start to blame your blessings almost, because you just kind of like get delusional, to be honest. And so, but that chapter was very necessary. And 15 months away from It Works, have you ever heard of like the quotes of like, you got to lose something to understand how much it meant to you and all these things? Like, I came back and God said, like, you left a favor on the table. But I needed this. I needed to start from zero again. And I can sit here in front of every single one of you, whether you've been in here for a while and maybe you need the reminder, maybe you've been a part of It Works for 8+ years, 5+ years, however many years, or maybe you're brand new, or maybe you just hit Ruby, whatever it is, okay? Whatever it is, I will tell you, It Works there's nothing like it out there. I know for a fact that I was drawn back because of the pillars that It Works has, because of the foundations, because of the faith, because of the leadership. I'm sorry, but we have the privilege to learn from 2 individuals that have been here for 15 years. That is insane. That's legendary leadership. People do not commit to things for 15 years and still enroll 50 customers a month. Like, Stephanie was over here. She said something my biggest aha moment, like, in my career. And I feel like I needed to hear it at this time, guys. And you guys need to hear it too. The other day when she was doing a small coffee chat for my group, she goes, I don't have a rank to work towards, so I'm just going to make the goal of 70 customers and 10 distributors. And like, if you were there in that moment and heard that, she embodies what we should work towards. Just our goals, just goals. It shouldn't be rank or anything else. But as a new distributor here, I know that that's what I'm setting. I'm setting goals for myself. I'm setting goals for the people that are partnering with me. And I'm removing the rest. Because here's the thing, when I accomplished all those accolades, I was here for 6 years and 9 months. All right. And I had those accolades. So no matter where you are in your business right now, you're still in reach of all of those things. It's just that consistency and that commitment to not stop until it happens. And then when it happens, you just keep going. You just don't stop ever. There's no end in mind. And so I am so grateful to be back. It is very much a godsend story. I am so grateful to had start from zero. I am just a newbie like everybody else. And I'll tell you right now, I know for a fact that he did not bring me back here to not do it again. And that's just proof that you can do it too. If I know for a fact it's going to happen.
She's not just a newbie. She's got some wisdom behind that newbiness. So that's, using you in those gifts and how you can make things so simple and duplicatable. Like that's the key, you guys. You hear that with me and Joel, especially me all the time, is keep it simple. We don't need to add all of this extra, fluff that's involved. And I think what you said at the beginning is fear is a liar. That is what takes people out. The fear of rejection, the fear of someone saying no, the fear of thinking they're not good enough to be selling this product or marketing this product because they don't have the results that they think that they need. And, or I'm so skinny, I don't need to sell a weight loss product, or I'm this or that. And it is all a lie. People want what you have. They want you. They want to hear from you. So if that's the one thing that you can take from this is fear's a liar, start there and just be so bold in the opportunity, because I remember being scared to death. I will never forget walking into a salon, sweating armpits. Like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm so excited to have an opportunity for somebody just to go, here's something that you could maybe make some extra money and use the product. And that's where I started.
And guys, here's the thing about fear. It's one of those things that, like she said, it's not real. It's something that's perceived in your brain. And people think that courage is, not having fear. Well, no, courage is there's still fear. It's just you're going to do it anyways. So make sure that you're understanding the thing that you're afraid of is still going to be there regardless. The question is, are you going to do it in spite of it, or are you going to let it control and overwhelm you?
Yeah. And I think having the confidence and leaning into these Zooms, you have those moments. Like somebody probably every week has a light bulb moment of like, oh my gosh, I needed to hear it from that person, or they said the exact same thing. And you keep it so simple that I can do this. And so if we can bring people on like LaChelle tonight and to walk you guys through some simplicity of onboarding and how to get a new distributor started, or even how to get yourself started, that's what we want with this Zoom tonight. So LaChelle, let's get to it. Like, you guys heard some stories. I know that that's, part of all of this too, but then there's me where I'm like, just tell me what to do. Cause there's a promo going on, you guys. If you don't know, it's $48 right now until tomorrow at midnight. So we want you to get off this Zoom and go enroll people and teach your team the same thing.
Okay, you ready? That was my yellow. That's where I was like trying to
no more yellow
attached to my yellow. Okay, let's go red. Let's go red and hashtag green because it's Christmas over here. I want you guys to understand that. Okay, I want you guys to understand what they first said. They said that when they found it works, it was after an economic downfall. That was about 15 years ago. Mm-hmm. Was it? Yeah. Look where that took them. I will tell you right now, the timing that you were involved in network marketing, there is correction that's happening in the world. There is correction that's happening in the world. That sentence might not make sense to you, but like they said, stay very close to the fire, because network marketing makes sense. It always has. There's a reason why every single billionaire has ever quoted the idea of it. And if they could start over, they would do it. This is the time of network marketing again for the next it's basically the wave of network marketing. We're here. We're doing the momentum wave again because of what our economy will experience in the years to come. Okay. But I want you guys to think about doing inventory right now on who you know that's business minded. In today's day and age, like, we don't have to guess hard. Everything is shared online. You know a lot of people that are business minded. People are selling everything these days. If you see a girlfriend that's selling a lot of things on Facebook Marketplace, she's business minded. If you see a mom that is homeroom mom or is making sure that her daughter has the highest Girl Scout cookie sales, she is business minded. There are a lot of indicators nowadays to show you in this world who is business minded. You just have to go ask them, because here's the thing, business is going to come to them one way or another. That is the God honest truth. It might not be network marketing, but whatever comes into their lane first that's shown to them as an opportunity, they're going to grab onto it simply because they're business minded. So something that I've trained myself to do is to zoom out of this world. Like, we put everything in microscopic, like, visions. We look at like one Facebook at a time, or we are like so eager to sometimes talk that we forget to listen to other people or look at other people, observe other people. And I can't even tell you right now, just being able to have, just take the moment to zoom out. If you were to actually inventory the contacts in your phone, the people that you're friends with on Facebook, I don't care how long you've been around. I don't care. It doesn't matter how long you've been network marketing anymore. If you actually were to zoom out, you would have a plethora of a list of people to reach out about this $48, considering where we are in the world, considering what we have here and it works. And that, do you understand the quick start bonus? Like, when I think about the quick start bonuses, I was like, you can talk to anybody that's business minded and show them that, and they would not say no. Like, no matter, I mean, they could own a business right now and they wouldn't say no. Because right now, it's still like, right now, people are treading some water to even maintain businesses. And they're waitressing, or they're having a second income just to maintain their first business. That there is people with business mindset everywhere. What I have seen in the last 3 weeks of being with It Works Again is that I saw this before, but it is hashtag brand new. Okay, It Works has it. It Works has the it. Like, it is beautiful, sexy. I'm so proud of our products. Like, I remember when I was at once upon a time after where I thought it was just because I've been here too long. It wasn't. It was my own confidence where, like, I was afraid to say what company I was with. Now I'm like, I'm with It Works. Like, I should hold like a cardboard thing. Like, I'm the It Works distributor here, because everybody's gonna know about it. It's a brand new company, guys. Whoever, if you've heard about It Works 10 years ago, you don't know about this. If you heard about it 5 years ago, you don't know about this one. I got to tell you about this one now. I got to tell you what It Works has now. And the fact that It Works has rebranded itself completely, I almost had to like look away for a second to see the beauty. And so I want to talk to anybody that's business minded right now. I also went out into the world, and I will tell you, you should do that. You should go out into the world. COVID, here's the thing, we all had COVID against us. But also I made some humans. COVID happened. I also was just, my weakness and my strength is that I'm a workaholic. So I will sit in my computer all day, every day. And that happened for a very long time, where I was like, I didn't understand what it was like to go have friends in the same town that I lived in. And then me exploring having my sabbatical for 15 months, I love people. I just need to be around them. I just need to be around people. I'm actually a partner in a salon, and I will tell you, I used to avoid salons at all costs because I just didn't want to go out in public. But now I'm in a salon. I own half. Like, it's like these women are filtering in every single day, and I get to meet these people every single day. And it's almost like I forgot that's what the world was like for a while there. I don't blame any of us for thinking that because of, the pandemic. But I'll tell you, the power of people power and people knowing who you are, that is where you find your identity, and you need your identity no matter what. You need to understand that what I'm going to talk about afterwards is launching distributors, okay? But having the identity, knowing who you are by talking to people, all right, is a huge asset in building a business. Because without communication, there's nothing. Yes, we have ports. But I have to sit here and tell all of you that I, once upon a time, didn't know who I was as an ambassador diamond. And I can sit here right now and tell you that I'm fully confident of who LaChelle is, and I'll talk to It Works about to anyone. So when you're offering the opportunity, who do you know that's business minded? I know you have options. zoom out and really think about them. Who has a business mindset? Have you offered it to them and expected them to say no? Because it's not about getting yeses. And I am doing a loop here. The first book I ever read when I joined It Works was Go for No. Okay. So I may be rereading that right now. Yes, I am. And like, if you just go for no, you change this relationship with basically like rejection. But here's the thing, guys, if you can zoom out of that, I've been told no my whole life. My whole life, I've been told no. I've been told no by people that have believed in me. I've been told no by my fiance when he was struggling with addictions. Like, there has been so many no's screamed at me my whole life that doesn't really affect me if I know what I'm offering somebody. If they say, no, I'm good. No, it doesn't anymore. And so when you are reaching out, ask yourself, why are we getting so emotionally attached to the responses? And this just goes back to what I just say. Do you know what you have? Do you know what you're a part of? Do you know the timing of what you're a part of? And if you need to borrow my confidence right now and be like, I don't really know anything, but I'm just going to go ask a bunch of people tonight because she says it's great, then you should just grab onto that. Because I'm telling you, you have something great, but you have to go ask. It is a power of numbers. We have to remember that people are afraid of everything. Fear is a liar, though, but it takes time to understand that. So the likelihood of somebody reaching out to you and asking for more information is less than you reaching out to them. If they watch your story, reach out to them. If they reach out to them, on your post, reach out to them. You should be a constant. You should just get comfortable with saying, I'm going to throw a net and see what, like, and that sounds weird, but like, don't make it sound weird. I'm going to throw the net and see who it catches. But it's a good type of mental process by doing that. You're confident what you have. You want to ask. You are going to expect no. But if they say yes, then you just found a business-minded person that it's not on you if they change your life. If they change their life with It Works, it's on them. But there's tools. So do you want to ask me something else before I keep going? So I'll just keep going.
Yeah, you guys, this is what I learned a long time ago. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person when they're ready. And so as she was saying that, that is why I'm not afraid to inbox people. That is not why I'm not afraid to offer them the opportunity, because we were those people. Nobody offered us anything. I didn't even know who to ask. Like, I was willing to do the work if somebody was willing to show me something, but nobody knew. So if you think everybody has it all together because their social media looks a certain way, it's the highlight reel, but we don't know what their backstory is. And they could be struggling. They could be working 3 jobs. They may never see their kids and they just want to see their kids and be that in-room mom. And I just wanted to see my husband every once in a while and spend time with him and my daughter. And so those are those moments of like, you can't say the wrong thing to the right person when they're ready. And there's a lot of people that have been praying for someone to be like, here's your opportunity. So what we have is special. $48 to be able to change your life. You can even go into my Facebook and see in the little note section, it says, would you turn $48 into $800? I know if they follow these steps, they can go earn the builder bonus. Yes, there's all these other things, but if they can do this and then teach that, that's where it's at. So what would that do for someone in your network of people, even in your phone? That's scary, but you have to know fear's a liar and go do that. Okay. You can continue. I could go on, but I won't.
Should I just continue into launching?
Yes.
Okay, I want to say this. It's funny. This is where like things were so cool. Okay, guys, you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. I was taught that about 6.5 years ago by them. I actually have screenshots of that training. I could probably pull up the recording. Actually, you taught me that, and I never walked away from that line ever. Like I have. Actually, there's a few of you, I see your faces, that have heard me say that 1,000 times. Like 1,000 times. And it's true, guys. They built my leadership so much in the beginning. They didn't know back then. So I'm just going to remind them for a few years. But I would say that so often, and I am the example of that. Okay, you guys have to think about this. I did not have an upline. I actually didn't even know what an upline was. All right, for 3 months. I joined because my best friend was selling something online, and me being me was like, you're not going to try to sell anything, right? Because you cannot sell things. And like, what are you doing on Facebook right now? Because it looks weird. And she was like, no, it's just skinny wrap, whatever, blah, 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 blah. She didn't try to sell me on anything, right? I was just like, how do I get her out of one of these pyramid scheme things? So I went on my little, like, I don't know, Crackberry back then, whatever it was. I'm like Googling, there's like 3 pages options. There's nothing that really there. And that's what made me join, guys. It was like back then, I could just find what I was like, why would somebody want to join It Works Global? Well, it's a faith-based company. It's debt-free. Like, it's just like all this great stuff. I don't have to filter through any sponsored ads or anything. And I was like, wait, what is this? And it like kept me up that night. And I joined. She actually called me the next day and she goes, I think you joined wrong. I think that you were just trying to order the wraps, but you accidentally became a distributor. You probably didn't want to do that. I'm like, I did want to do that, actually. So guys, I went to YouTube University. Nobody trained me. Nobody sent me boards. Nobody did a launch Zoom for me. Nobody gave me posts. I didn't know anything besides the color for the company was green. It had a skinny wrap and a lot of other things. I had to print out those charts because back then it was like, It Works University. It was like if you get a speeding ticket and you have to watch those videos and you think on the next one until that one's over. And it was Cami. And like, I just did it. Like, I didn't know what else to do. I was just like, if someone's making $25,000 a month, I can do this. Like, there's no way. So I didn't have anybody to tell me anything. Okay. That's where, when you guys said that, that was the definition of like what I've tried to tell people forever. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person. Scarlett, you should have seen what she said to me. And I went to get her out of a pyramid scheme, and then I entered the pyramid scheme, and then nobody taught me to do anything in that pyramid scheme. Okay? And it's not a pyramid scheme, okay? 9 years later, it's not. This is where you build a business. But I'll tell you that if you bring a horse to water, you can't make them drink it, but they might drink it, but they also might not drink it. But I can tell you from 8 years of launching thousands of people, and I mean, they're at hundreds of thousands, but being brand new and being able to step away to come back to appreciate what we have. Launching distributors is not hard. Fear is a liar. Let's come back to fear is a liar. Are you afraid to bring people in because you're afraid to get them started? Please do not be afraid. And I'm going to literally, this is where you should take out a pen and listen to everything I'm saying, because I'll tell you exactly where they should start. When you bring in a new distributor, first off, you're going to have the confidence to bring them in because of everything that we've already talked about. But once they're in, they are going to join. You are going to make sure that they log into their eSuite and accept their tax information so they can get paid. Step number 1, very, very simple. Then you're going to say you absolutely want to snoop around in here. I don't want you to get too hyper fixated on everything, but just kind of make yourself a little bit more familiar with this back office. But what's most important is I want you to get this app downloaded after you do that. And the only thing I want you to go to is that Learn tab. So I will tell you, you would think that because I've been in with It Works for so long, even before my sabbatical, right, that I wouldn't take the time to listen to those videos, but I did. All right, it's about an hour. It's actually, it's 2 hours and 12 minutes total. That's how long it takes to get through all the videos on the Learn tab. That is a very short amount of time for training. I was a waitress. You would have to train for 3 days with no pay. Like I don't know. That's all I did. I think college, I mean, aside from being an intern where you actually just don't get paid for your work, like that amount of training is so small. And it's everything a new distributor needs to know. Within the first 3 videos, I was like, everything they just talked about is what I found in that Google search, and I was trying to get people out. like it was like, we're a debt-free company, like all these things, John Akala, and not to mention, I just have to say this out loud, the Akalas were meant, okay, to like be the hype men, all right? Like they can train on these videos. And I'm just listening to these videos, I'm like, this is what I would want any new distributor to hear. I need them to know this data. It's small amounts of data in small increments, 2 minutes at a time. Like if you had a busy errand day, just listen to them instead of, whoever we're listening to these days, just listen to that instead, because it's everything that your subconscious needs to know to be confident to offer the opportunity and also launch somebody that's just joined. All right, start them there. I love that, Joel. I think this was you and Josh. Yeah, that's a feature that we're going to be able to track soon, right? Yeah, come conference. But we're going to be able to see what our downline does in the Learn tab. Big Brother. You ever read that book? I did in high school. Anybody? No. All right. So start them there. Then and I don't wait for them to finish, because I want them to finish, and I'm going to give them that tab, but I'm immediately going to schedule a launch soon. I know this is going to take between 30. I know that once I get it down, it'll be like 30 to 40 minutes. But I know right now where I'm at, until I have it down, it's going to be between 30 and 60 minutes based off of who I'm launching. All right, kind of the personality. I will tell you kind of what I do in that hour. I need to first preface this. You got to want to have friends. That girl that was like, I don't leave my house ever, still wanted a lot of friends. So she made a lot of friends online. All right. You can't not want people in your life. You got to want people in your life. All right. It has a lot to do with you loving yourself. People will love you. Well, we'll make you love yourself even more. Go love people. Go love people. And there's an exchange. All right. So you have to look at the time that you give people. They deserve it. They deserve that time. So when I'm on this Zoom, this is what I'm doing. I'm getting to know them. I spend like the first 10 minutes minimum. Tell me about yourself. Tell me what your kids' names are. What does your husband do for a living? How long have you guys been together? Where do you live? Like, what are some of the things that you love to do? I am going to ask those questions intentfully. I'm going to stare at them while they're answering them, because I need to know these things about them. I'm in business with them now. I want to know this human that I'm doing business with. They deserve it. And this also gives me an idea kind of where they are in life, because they will tell me themselves. I want to know what their schedule kind of looks like. I want to know what I am a mom. I know how hard it gets sometimes. Like sometimes I can't get host up, like, and it's not my fault. Like my kids sometimes just stop. And so I need to kind of know who I'm doing business with. I need to know their personality. I'm going to get to know that for a second. And then after I've kind of like gotten to know them a little bit, where I'm just like, okay, let's move on. Like let's try to get in the flow, because that's still me getting to know them. All right. Immediately I say, post this. I am not somebody that's like, make an announcement. You know what? If you have the audience, then an announcement is necessary, or that's a good start. If that feels like when if your newbie is like, I don't want to start there, like whatever it is, fine. I'm not someone I used to be so green that I was like A plus B equals C, but I'm not like that anymore. I like to actually just get into action, because I know the only thing that actually motivates people is action. So I'm like, post one of these giveaway posts, because and before I even explain to them what they're a part of, I'm just like, which one do you want? I'll give you options, like salad goes with what, you go one of those, or like old fashioned name. I just give them options. I'm like, which one of these kind of like sound like your network? Or I'll go to their Facebook and I'll look at their page and kind of see what their content kind of looks like, where I feel like I could actually like help with the idea of what to post. This is what I've been doing for the last 3 weeks, by the way. It's been working great. We get that up right away. And then I say, okay, so you're a part of the giveaway. This is going to happen every single month. All right. Because you're new this month, you don't have to pay in. But the first of every single month, you're going to be paying $5 in before you're a diamond. Blah, blah, blah. The whole post deal. But then I go into explanation of post and really explain to them what it is. I break it down. I kiss them. Keep it stupid simple. Okay. As stupid simple as I possibly can. And that's all we're doing on that Zoom. I'm not doing nothing else. I'm not bringing, like, here's the thing. I brought them to the app where they will see the Ruby chart. I do send them I do explain to them the bonus in that Zoom, by the way, the quick start bonus. But the reason why I just start a host post is because it is the one thing. If you are bringing new distributors into It Works, if you could teach somebody one thing that guarantees them to enroll distributors and customers, it's host a post. For the busy mom, for the business owners, for people that the business-minded people that you know might have other things on their plate. It is a strategy and a technique that compounds. You get them started with it, it continues to compound. You get them consistent with it, it never stops compounding. But with host to post, if you launch people just simply by teaching them, we have giveaways every month. Here is all the giveaway posts that you can utilize. All right. Your goal is to get 5 to 10 host posts up a day. Let's do that together. And you can just get them in that cycle. That is a never ending funnel of customers. And let's make it stupid simple here right now, guys. Every single, and honestly, I say when you get somebody that gets 10 or more comments, don't message anybody, tell me right away. And this is what I explain to them, but I don't explain the entire thing. I say, if you get somebody that gets more than 10 comments on a host post while you're getting these up, and I tell them that 50 is the goal, it's not going to happen tomorrow, but that's the goal that me and you are going to work towards. Anybody that gets more than 10 comments, you're going to tell me right away, because we're going to offer them the opportunity. But don't worry about it now, because I'm sectioning this out. Because when that person goes, here's the thing, let's go. Next launch chapter. I'm going to show you that you've already introduced this person to that opportunity without saying a single thing. It's already been proven to them. They have potential in their network to run this business on their social medias. And I already have the messages and this boards that I already sent you. So we're going to reach out to them with that tool that you've already have for a week and a half on your phone. And now we're going to phase 2 of launching. Should I stop and you say something?
I mean, really, it's that simple, you guys. Like, it's not overthinking. Again, I think you're all going to tweak it a little bit to your personality of what you feel. And there's no wrong way. There's just different ways. And so what may seem simple to some may be like, whoa, I don't want that stuff. And that's okay. Like, but you got to do something. And so here's what I like is like everybody, if they can duplicate getting a post up, if they shared that for me and they want to know more about the business, well, I already know they can do the business because they've already shared a host post for me. So you already basically do my business. It's just getting the word out. So I think, yes, if you can get that up, people want to know, like, how do you effectively train them on that? You guys can Google Zoom and probably in team pages and ask, is there a host to post training? Like, that's the thing, or create your own for your team and downline so that you can send them, what is a host to post? There's more, I think, like short videos on just host to post on just product. Like, there's just going to be little shorts that you can watch. But I think that's the thing is let them get into action immediately, movement, because if they're not doing anything, we can't help them, right? We don't have anything to coach them on. Like, okay, well, how many asks did you get? Okay, well, I asked a bunch of people. Okay, how many is a bunch of people to you? Because a bunch of people to them might be 3. And I'm like, that's not a bunch of people. Like 50 is a bunch of people. If you didn't ask 50, 3 is not a bunch. So, don't be afraid to get a little bit more, be an onion peeler, peel back some layers, find out, okay, you've got some up. Okay, next step. And don't be afraid of they didn't do it. Just check in with them. I think that's the other thing that you're doing, LaChelle, is you're checking in before even doing anything. It's like, I think this is like, I tell people right away, use me. This is the only time in my life that I will say, use me, right? We know what to do, but you have to be loud. You have to be loud. If you're on this Zoom, you're already starting to be loud. Be louder. If you want more, if you're looking for it, there's so many tools. Be loud. And that's what you want to tell your distributor too, is like, hey, I'm going to go at your pace. So the louder you are, the more you're texting me or asking me questions, the faster you're going to go with this business, because this business loves speed too. So that's the other thing I think, when you guys are doing this is like, I'm not sitting back and waiting. I am going to do this business with or without you. And there's nothing wrong with that, you guys. It's how quickly do you want to go? Because I'm going to go at the pace that you want.
I'll give you a perfect example. Most people are doing what you would think as old-fashioned mailers. You're posting something and just sending it out there. Steph is going and banging down doors. She is getting in people's inboxes. She's finding numbers and texting people. She is the one initiating the contact because that is in her control. Mm-hmm. She can't control if somebody responds to a post, but she can control how many asks she puts out there, how many posts she does, how many messages she does. So control the thing that you can control. Host to post is the thing that you can control.
Yeah. And I love that, LaChelle, because a lot of people are like, I don't know a lot of people, and they put a post up and they're like, I've got 30 messages. I know that there's a distributor on tonight that she had somebody share a host to post distributor post, and that was one over 30 comments. And she's like, yeah, you need to be a distributor. And now they're going through all of those comments. It takes one person to change your business, you guys. And that can happen at any time. The key is you got to be consistent with it and get these newbies doing it. So I think, while you're teaching it, you're still doing it.
Yeah.
And you are going faster because you're not new and you know how to do that. So that's the pace that you want. I'm doing because I'm fast, but I'm going at the rate of like what these new distributors are. So I think, okay, they've got the host to post up. Next. Is there next?
Yeah. Next is putting yourself out there. Like I'm telling you, you have to put yourself out there. Posting is the eggs. I love this. I love this quote. Okay. Posting is the eggs. Posting, if you imagine an egg, or I'm sorry, a cake, a cake. Eggs is an ingredient, but it's not the only thing that you need for the cake. Okay. So posting is the eggs. You have to think, this is it's always been a good way to train, but on your page, okay. And I love Stephanie. Thank you so much for just posting before and afters. There was a chapter that none of us did it. And now I'm like, guys, we have the epitome of what we should follow. Just post before and afters. I know it feels weird, but to the people that see it and to transfer emotion, they make them feel good. Like they want to relate to the photos. Okay. So like, it's not about you, make it about them. Post before and afters of the products. And it's a must do in business. All right. Post about your life. You are interesting. You are. I don't care if you knit. I don't care if you have cats. Every time you make something to eat, like you are interesting. You are so unique. Like what is so like, that people cannot French braid, Jamie? People cannot braid their hair. Like post about braiding your hair. Because people don't know how to braid hair. Anything. You are so unique. All of you. Nicole, you're unique. All of you. You guys, Mandy, you're unique. Like I'm looking at you guys. Carrie, you're way unique. Okay. There are so many things about you that make you unique that will draw people into you. We cannot live in this world that we think that it's only us. Okay. Posting about your life is so important. Incorporating it works into that. All right. But remembering, and this is where I am like, I'm watching myself walk down this path of training about this eventually. And I know that there's a few people on here that know I used to suck at stories, like suck so bad, like would refuse to do them. Tara's laughing. I would not do stories. I thought it was so weird that people watched other people's stories. I don't have Snapchat. Okay. I never did any of those apps. It's not my thing. I never did stories. Okay. But a mentor of mine said to me, what if you just looked at that as the lane where people get all of LaChelle? And it changed just how business feels to me, because I do so much business through stories that's something that I actually encourage when I'm launching somebody of like, okay, your Facebook page, I want you to look at it as like your storefront. All right. But stories is where I want people to see who you are, because this is a peer-to-peer sales business. Like people are going to buy you. So like, who are you, your kids, things about you. And this is something that you have to say. And when you're saying it, you're teaching. There's really no way to teach it, but it has to be encouraged. All right. Some non-negotiables I try to train somebody that's brand new is I say, okay, what did you start with your BB? Like which BBK did you start with? And what products are you excited to use? I kind of get that inventory of what those products are going to be. I will actually either if it's available in our boards, or I'll just go find it, kind of. And I'll be like, or Pinterest, or I'll direct them. Here's a bunch of content I want you to kind of look at. I want you to see that you want to start talking about these products. They're coming. You're going to use them. You're going to talk about them. I want to prepare them kind of for that. Because once you kind of do that, you can, I know that when I do that with somebody, I have about 2 weeks where like, they're not going to feel uncomfortable talking about it. And then I want them, and that's a big reason why the first 10 minutes of our launch, kids, stuff like that, I want to know what they can post about also. Like what is going to attract other people into their life. And I will encourage them. I'll give them ideas of kind of like what that's like. And then staying plugged in. This is the biggest thing, because I feel as if I can tell you when I think, just got me emotional. I can tell you that a big reason when I think about like how I went ambassador, guys, ready for this? If you want a secret sauce tip, it was all about the community. It was all about the community of the team. That like something that I do feel is very important is checking in.
Mhm.
And I feel as if like I used to have this sign above me for like 4 years that said, teach them first, friend them later. Okay. I wrote it down one day because I was like, I'm going to do both at the same time because I have found so many amazing friends in network marketing and it works. I mean, they've all come from works. Okay. But I'll tell you is that I needed to find the empathy to be a friend to somebody that I'm teaching business to and stay stern because I want them to be successful. But I realize how much love goes into kind of like building a business too. Like it does, right? Where when you're speaking to somebody every single day, hey, how are your kids today? Like if they're sick, how are your kids today? And if they're like, they are all sick. I'm someone that say, you saw this in the board app, right? Just utilize everything that's in day 3. There's a bunch of posts in there. And I'm just encouraging to balancing business with life because I know what it's like to do life and business. Like I mean, guys, I've been through life. God dragged me through the mud, and I'm very grateful he did. But like nowadays, I just want to be a beacon of light that like, hey, days suck, months suck. Life isn't always great. Things get hard, but no matter what, I am someone that as your mentor, partner in business, lean on me on the days that you need to lean on me. But I'm going to make sure that you stay in your stance as a business owner. And that's kind of like the trade-off.
I mean, that's it. Communication, you guys. I can look at this, and anybody that's been successful is the communication line. We're texting, it's in my inbox. They're on the Zooms. I'll see their faces. They're tagging team in stories. They're asking questions in team pages. They're showing up on the Sunday night calls. Like, I mean, I can see Jamie Beck's on here all the time. Like I can count on her. I see her all the time. And that's success leaves clues because she knows what she has her hands on to where she's going double diamond this month, you guys. Like cheer her on. It is happening. I'm super excited for her. So I think, when people are in your space, that's a good thing, so again, we have to be loud about that and just let them know, like, I'm here for you. Like, what can I do to serve you more? And, I know a lot of people are like, sometimes they're embarrassed to ask the question. So I'm even thinking about this as we're talking about trainings is, gal, how come we just don't have something so simple of some people don't even know how to create the bag, even though everything is there. Like, how can we even make it easier for them? So I think, really tuning into, don't be afraid to let them know you can ask me anything. That's how you learn. That's how you become successful. Because that was me. I was like digging for anything that I didn't know the answer to. Tried to learn how to put a customer in. I just put it in my fake self. Like, what does it look like? Just little things like that. So just know it's not going to be perfect, you guys, and that's okay. Like, I will never be perfect, but I'm willing to always go out and do the things. And I think, when you're teaching a newbie, just be like that. Here's some basic things. This is the bread and butter of the business. If you can get host to post down, it teaches you all the other things along with it. It teaches you how to start posting. It teaches you how to start creating stories when you don't even know. You just have to trust the process. But really, I mean, I know you could go in and train for another 3 hours, but I think, yeah, I think, like, here's step 1, you guys. She broke it down, like, log in, make sure that you're going to get paid. The amount of people that don't log in and do their taxes, I'm like, oh my gosh. Downloading that app, going into your eSuite, just looking at your website. For me, a lot of times either people will join, or if I join, I'm like, here, click on your website, purposely send it to them so they can click it and even copy it and send to people. So go click on your website. What does it look like if I send it to someone, and just pretend you're someone looking at your own website? And the app, you guys, click on everything. I'm like, there's these little glasses. I was like, gosh, why are these little glasses here? It's like, it's hiding things. So don't be afraid to click on every little dot glass looking things. I don't know what they're, probably bifocals for me, but click on all the things. You're not going to break it. It's how you learn. Like, think as a 5-year-old. They're going to go in there and they're going to click away, and they're not afraid to do that. And I think that if we go into this, promo tonight of like, what would my 4 or 5-year-old do? They would be so loud and so excited and share with everything that they just are going to get the word out. So, when I see promos like this, I know that it's my job to reach out, to follow up, to get the post up right away, to follow up in stories, to reach out into my inboxes, to do all of the things. And if they don't message me back, I'm messaging them again. Hey, did you see that? I'm not stopping because I didn't get a response. So with this promo, you guys, it's a set time. They're not going to extend it. So utilize that window. Like this is a time. And I've had this conversation with corporate. They don't necessarily want to give us promo kits. So I'm going to tell you right now, you better go use the heck out of it. And if you think that we're going to be getting them all year long, wrong. I want you to utilize them. $99 is a sweet spot. But what I believe is this: if you're new, if you have a newbie on, who can you reach out to tonight? Because it's $48. It eliminates the fear. It's $48, right? So we have to do the job of reaching out to people and offering them the opportunity. Again, you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. When they're ready, they will do it. No matter if it's your first touch point or your fifth touch point, or somebody's been watching you for 10 years or 15 years in my case, you guys, like it's not the same company. It's so different. So I'm not afraid to say that. Like, I feel like we're such a different company in the last year, in the last 6 months, and we're going to be a different company in another month of what's coming. So I think, tonight, don't be so like, oh my gosh, I need to train everybody today. Like, get as many people as you can in, and then let's train them all at one time. And that's what we're going to do. It's simple. We have amazing products at a great price point. We can help people get healthy and lose weight, feel the best they can, but why not also make money along the way? And that's really what we do, you guys. Our business is simple. The hard part is talking to people. And once you get that fear out of there, you can be unstoppable. You are unstoppable if you allow yourself to walk in what God has created you to be in, right? And I think about that all the time. I am far from being a educated speaker on stage or this guru network marketing person or any of those things. What I know is I was placed here to show others that it's still possible after 15 years, that I'm still in the trenches, that there are still people that don't know about It Works yet. And it blows my mind when they're like, no, I've never heard of it. So we have a job to do. Our job is to reach out and to offer it. It's their choice whether they say yes or no, or ignore the message, but that's part of what we do. So LaChelle, I appreciate you helping, walking people through, keeping it simple, kind of taking that fear out of it. Like I think sometimes I forget those things, been around for so long that I'm really not fearful, because I guess for me, I'm like, they don't pay my bills. I really don't care, but I'm just going to keep going. And I just go back to, okay, we were standing in food lines. We were getting our car repossessed. We had no money. How are we going to keep our house? And I wish somebody would have told us about this opportunity. I want to get to that person. I wasn't even thinking about business owners, you guys. I was just thinking about anybody that was praying for something. So somebody's out there praying for you to reach out to them tonight or in your phone. But I think, again, any last minute, like, you must do this.
I mean, to be honest, guys, like if I could say like anything to close this out, like you're not here by accident. I can't. If I could be any example of anything, like that's the example I want to be. Like I know that I was not brought back for fun. Like I feel it. I feel it every morning. Every morning I feel it. Like I wake up and I know that like this decision, like it's long-winded. Like there's a big story behind this, and I can tell you that I'm so confident in it. Like I'm so confident in what is happening within It Works, and just to be a part of that. Like you guys are a part of that too. And I know if I feel like this, like you guys better feel like a smidge like that, because I am so grateful. I'm just so grateful that It Works exists. There's nothing like it, and the strategies that we can work it. And it's just like self-development with a compensation plan. Like that's still a thing. Like we've been saying that for a long time. And that's really what it is. Like, and just find that gratitude, because when you find gratitude, you can run through walls. And I look at you guys and like, Stephanie, I know how grateful you are for everything that It Works has not only provided your family, but like your life, and like, or else she wouldn't still be here loving us 15 years later, guys. Like gratitude is a foundation in her entire business. And like, when you find what you're grateful for, nothing can stop you. And I'm just honored to like, look at you and see that, but also just be somebody that's like, I feel that. and my story is just beginning.
Yeah, I love that. You guys, your story matters. Get it out there, share it. You're going to relate to some people. Somebody is going to share, hey, so-and-so's looking for this, reach out to them. So you guys, we got a short window to go share this with people and get them in the best company in the world, the best people, hands down. And I just feel, you know, I see it. There's momentum happening. There's a run happening, and we want to make sure that you guys are all included and we can bring as many people with us. So anyway, have a good Monday, you guys, and we will see you again Monday. Bye,
See you
guys.
guys.
Thanks, LaChelle.
Thanks, LaChelle.
Thank you guys.